Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, March 13th. Two big storms to talk about this morning. One is already starting to impact California. It really gets going by the time we get to later on tonight into the day on Tuesday. And another storm will intensify rapidly over the next 24 hours off the mid-Atlantic coastline. It will move up towards the coastal regions of southern New England by early or midday on Tuesday and have a big impact on the northeastern part of the nation. It looks like the bullseye for the snow for this upcoming storm in the northeast will be, let's say, northeastern part of Pennsylvania, northwestern part of New Jersey, the higher elevation locations there, then lower Hudson Valley region of New York State, and certainly central and western Massachusetts, central and western Connecticut, all the way up into Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine. We'll talk about that system here up front. Again, low pressure will move off the mid-Atlantic coastline over the next few hours and intensify rapidly over the next 24 hours. Wanted to take a look at the high-resolution model run from the NAM last night. This is a 3-kilometer resolution, the highest resolution of all the models that we generally look at from NOAA, because I think this is a real complex storm system. It looks like it may have an inverted trough or maybe even two separate low pressure areas as it kind of rotates around off the mid-Atlantic or southern New England coastline over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. We also have really a battle between rain and snow for this upcoming event. There just is no real cold air established in the northeastern part of the nation. Of course, that makes for a very complicated forecast as well, trying to determine how much of the precipitation will be in the form of snow. As we begin the day here right now, there's some occasional light rain from southeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, all the way down the Delmarva Peninsula, eastern part of Virginia and North Carolina. Not a lot of rainfall. There's some snow, and again, nothing significant right now. Upstate Pennsylvania, upstate New York. Now we'll walk through this zero-Z run of the high-resolution version of the NAM model here on an hourly basis going forward. Here we are now later this afternoon. Here's that low-pressure area as it begins to undergo some significant intensification. Again, not cold enough for snow across southeastern PA and all of New Jersey through the day today. Just some occasional rain. Upstate, yes, you get some snow across the northeastern part of Pennsylvania and certainly upstate New York. Here we go now into the early evening hours, and here's the intensifying low by this particular time. We'll go a little farther in time, and one of the things you start to notice, kind of as with that last storm, is we have an inverted trough, something kind of extending to the north and west from the center of the low, and that enhances the precipitation all the way back to the coastline and into the eastern part of Pennsylvania. This is now about middle of the night tonight, midnight, and you can see some heavier snow starting to break out. Interior, northwestern New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania, and certainly upstate New York and interior parts of New England. We go out a little bit farther in time here now into the wee hours of the morning, and some of this snow will actually rotate back around from the northeast to the southwest, perhaps all the way into southeastern Pennsylvania on Tuesday. It'll be a close call, but again, some of that snow could actually move from northeast to southwest on Tuesday, all the way into southeastern PA, maybe even central and southern New Jersey. You notice here, if you look real close, there's right here, there's a little bit of a low pressure center developing right here, and that is part of the complexity of this particular storm system. We have this inverted trough. It's really leading to the possibility of kind of a tucked in low closer to the coast, and these two systems would tend to kind of rotate around each other for a while here. And again, a very complicated forecast. Look at this significant snow, though. And again, this is basically the area I think we'll end up with the bullseye of the snow out of this system. Again, northeastern Pennsylvania, interior, northwestern New Jersey, upstate New York, lower Hudson Valley region, western and central parts of Massachusetts and Connecticut, certainly Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine will get in on a lot of the snow as well. Significant snow. Now, New York City will get some accumulations, but I do not expect a big deal in New York City. It's just kind of too warm at the lower levels. Boston should get a decent snow, but certainly not as significant as to the west of there, across central and a western part of Massachusetts, and maybe even small accumulations on Tuesday, all the way down into southeastern PA, southern and central New Jersey. The best chance for accumulating snow, the Philly metro region, will be those northeastern suburbs like Bucks County, for example. That's the area for the best chance of accumulating snow on Tuesday. Now, let's go out a little farther in time into the day on Tuesday. And here we go. Again, kind of a secondary reflection of a low right here tucked in along Long Island. You can see the isobar, kind of a closed isobar right here. And again, there's pretty much an inverted trough connecting these two systems that kind of a dumbbell around each other for a while here. Again, this snow will actually move from northeast to southwest and likely, in my opinion, all the way down in the southeastern part of Pennsylvania, central and southern New Jersey. There's an outside chance that the snow showers, at least snow showers, make their way all the way into northeastern Maryland, northern part of Delmarva Peninsula on Tuesday. Something we'll have to watch out for. Let's go out a little bit farther in time, and here you go. You certainly can see a little low tucked in here over just south of Long Island. The main low out over the open waters of the western Atlantic. Again, snow all the way down into southeastern PA and central and southern New Jersey. Again, temperatures kind of marginal here, above freezing for the most part on a Tuesday in southeastern PA and central and southern New Jersey. Of course, that would limit snow accumulations, but there are small accumulations certainly on the table for southeastern PA on Tuesday. Again, the best chance for accumulations will be north and east of Philly, Bucks County, for example, and the best location for accumulations on Tuesday. Let's go a little farther in time, and here you have these two low pressure areas kind of dumbbelling around each other. This one moving more in this fashion, this one here kind of staying stationary, and again, a very complex pattern here. And this is when Boston, later on in the day on Tuesday, then when Boston can really get some heavier snow bands. It'll certainly be mixed for the first part of this storm, but then later in the day on Tuesday, there'll be some very heavy snow bands moving inland into Massachusetts and even Rhode Island and Connecticut. Again, snow all the way down here into southeastern PA, southern New Jersey. An outside chance snow showers make it all the way into that part of the mid-Atlantic region. Now, let's keep going farther in time here and clear the deck here, and here we go into midday on Tuesday, and the main low right here east of Massachusetts, just not far from Cape Cod at this particular time. Snow all the way into Long Island on the backside. By the way, winds will become quite an important factor as well, certainly gusting to 40 or 50 miles per hour on Tuesday night, Wednesday, all the way from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Very strong winds will develop by the time we get to later tomorrow, into tomorrow night, and even into the day on Wednesday. And here we go all the way out to tomorrow night. System still kind of rotating around near Cape Cod at this time, and then it drops to the south and east by the time we get to the middle of the night tomorrow night, going into Wednesday morning. Now, one of the key features we'll watch over the next 24 to 48 hours or so is a mid-level low. This is at the 500 millibar level, and its positioning plays an important role on who sees the snow. Generally, it falls to the north of the mid-level low here, the 500 millibar low. And here we go now into the midnight hour. Here is that system I'm alluding to here. This we'll see how the models deal with this over the next 12 to 24 hours or so, and this is something we will monitor closely because, again, those areas to the north of there generally end up with the best snow. And this ends up moving by early tomorrow, right over southeastern PA. That limits the chance for heavy snow in southeastern PA with that upper low moving pretty much on top of them. But again, northeastern PA, interior northwest New Jersey, north of that mid-level low, prime zone for some heavy snow, and all the way up eastern New York into Vermont, New Hampshire, again, central and western Massachusetts and Connecticut as well. New York City, I don't think will get in on the significant snow because this is moving kind of on top of that area as well by midday on Tuesday. But then we'll see here, kind of translates to near eastern Massachusetts, and then pretty much sets up shop in this particular area right here, really the center of the low at this particular time at 500 millibar, right in this region right here. And that can certainly result in some heavy snow bands moving into Boston and from the east to the west. From that sets up shop here, and that's later tomorrow going into tomorrow night. So that's just one of the features that we'll monitor over the next 24 to 48 hours or so, that 500 millibar upper level low. Now, in terms of snowfall, this is from this high resolution model run of 0Z last night. And again, I don't think New York City gets in on the significant snow. There can be some small accumulations all the way down into southeastern PA and southern and central part of New Jersey during the day, Tuesday going into Tuesday night. I think the best snows interior, northwest New Jersey, northeastern PA, all the way up through much of upstate New York and into the western and central parts of Connecticut, Massachusetts, this area right here, and it eventually extends up into Maine as well. But again, those higher elevation locations, the interior, northwestern New Jersey, northeastern PA, the Hudson Valley region of New York, and certainly western Connecticut, Massachusetts, all the way up into New Hampshire and Maine. And again, I think Boston gets a decent snowfall here, more to their west, but Boston should get in on some heavy snow, whereas New York City and Philadelphia probably not going to see heavy snow bands with the positioning of that upper level feature, but certainly something that is still a fluid situation here. And we'll monitor, of course, and make updates later today at arcfieldweather.com. Now let's wrap up by looking at last night's Canadian model run at 0Z. I want to mention the California storm. They're starting to get pounded away again with low-lying coastal areas getting some heavy rain and some heavy snow in those higher elevation areas, eastern California, for example, Sierra Nevada. So that's a new storm system now moving into California as we begin the day here on Monday, March 13th. And here is the beginnings of that major storm for the northeastern part of the nation. Kind of a weak low pressure area right now, but it intensifies rapidly over the next 12 hours, 24 hours or so on its way to near southern New England. And here is the main part of this new storm system will impact California late tonight into the day on Tuesday, again with some flooding, rains in the low-lying areas and significant snow in those higher elevation locations. And here is the middle of the night tonight forecast of a 988 low off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Again, even these these synoptic scale models have this inverted trough. You can kind of see the reflection right in this region right here. And maybe there'll be an actual separate low pressure area near that trough region, but there certainly is an extension back to the north and west with this system. Let's get into Tuesday morning. And this synoptic scale model actually also rotates the snow all the way back into southeastern PA, maybe central and southern New Jersey. The synoptic scale model, earlier we were looking at high resolution, more of a localized type model. And here is that significant rain moving into California in earnest on Tuesday. There's some rain there today as well, but the main impact will be on Tuesday. Again, a significant snowstorm for those Sierra Nevada mountains. And look at this snow all the way down into southern New Jersey, maybe in the northern part of the Delmarva Peninsula. And again, it's on the table that snow showers at least make their way tomorrow all the way down into northeastern Maryland on the backside of this and a double barrel low pressure system. Significant snow, interior New England especially, northeastern PA, interior northwest New Jersey. Go out a little farther in time and just a pounding away at California here into the night tomorrow night and all the way into the day on Wednesday. And that's when the California system kind of subsides as it moves into the Rocky Mountain states by Wednesday evening. And the winds will remain strong throughout the Mid-Atlantic region, Northeast U.S. through the day on Wednesday. The winds will become a major factor, gusting up to 50 miles per hour or so, maybe even 55, 60 miles per hour or so in places like eastern Massachusetts during this storm event here. Cape Cod for sure. That all could lead to some power outages associated with this major storm system in the northeastern U.S. and even in the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, we'll have 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts all the way down to D.C. With this upcoming storm system. So a busy time period on both coasts, the northeastern U.S. Especially and California especially over the next 12, 24, 48 hours or so. And still a fluid situation, complex storm systems, and we'll monitor here at arcfieldweather.com over the next couple of days. That's it for now. For arcfieldweather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.